Hi guys, how you doing? Right guys, hope you are well. In this video we're going to take a look at small cap altcoins because obviously right now loads going on in crypto, which we're obviously very excited about. We've just seen Bitcoin pumping towards 48k, and of course it's time to start looking into small cap gems. In this video I'm going to bring, I believe, 4 or 5 smaller cap gems, that some of which you may have heard of, some of which you might not have, in a variety of different niches. So without further ado, let's jump into this little video. So, which one to go with first? Well, before we dive in and find out which these all are, because I know everyone gets really impatient, let's just have a quick look at Bitcoin, because obviously, hold on. Obviously, Bitcoin is the daddy. What Bitcoin does is very important for us because because right now we're seeing it breaking towards these highs, and it's being tested interestingly right now. You can see it's starting to get sold off in this area. We should pay attention, right? Because if Bitcoin gets really aggressively sold off here, then we're going to go lower. But what we want to see is maybe Bitcoin sort of not bounce off too far. If it breaks right through, great. But, you know, anything like this, some sort of consolidation near this sort of resistance is still still a very bullish thing. Okay, so something worth paying attention to. If we get, however, a very aggressive sell-off like this, then yeah, that's maybe something we want to be avoiding, you know, maybe not diving in right this second. So, still looks like prime small cap hunting territory. Now, first things first, let's take a look at this one, which is Delysium AGI. Now, with regards to small caps, I see a lot of channels talking about these tiny, minuscule market cap coins. And whilst a lot of those are great, and there will be one of them on this channel, on this video, it can be a little bit well, obviously the lower you go in market cap, the bigger the risks. The earlier the stages are, a lot of these projects, you know, they don't necessarily have the money to be able to carry on with what they're doing at the current levels they're at. And if they kind of, you know, run out of money, they effectively go bust, and they'll start to use the money from the tokens. They'll sell off tokens, and that's not great for you or me as a token holder. So it's worth, I'm saying small cap is probably under about 200 million, under about 100 million, under about 50 million is like micro cap. Okay, it seems like a lot of money, but in crypto, it's not. Okay, first things first, Delysium. Right now we're seeing a big boost in AI cryptos, as I'm sure you're aware. I keep banging on about DePIN, and DePIN being such a great and exciting thing. But Delysium is one that has caught my eye, mainly because I see AI agents being something that's going to be very big and very beneficial into the future. AI agents, what could that potentially mean? Well, right now, for example, I've got various chat groups, like the free chat group, which is linked down below in the description. It's a Telegram group. Make sure you get into that, guys. And wouldn't it be great if I could create an AI version of myself, or, you know, whatever, to interact within these groups? Or you could have AI assistants who are literally sat in that group, taking questions, answering, helping people out with information, who seem like real people. Wouldn't that be such an amazing and interesting thing? This is kind of one thing that is being brought in by Delysium, and also it translates to across a few different areas, like things like market cap. What we're talking about, metaverse, GameFi, etc. So within gaming, if you've ever played a video game and you're running around, you have those kind of computer characters who are maybe talking to you, doing different bits and pieces. Those are pre-programmed typically, but now with things like Delysium bringing in AI power, they're going to be able to create a bunch of different agents who can then work together within these kind of games to increase the performance and the gameplay, I guess. Within the metaverse, you're then going to be able to go off into your own little imaginary world, which I find a bit scary, a bit weird, possibly a bit depressing, but, you know, whatever you're into. I think you're probably better off sticking to the real world. No judgment, though. Anyway, this is something where you can see perhaps AI agents getting in, interacting in that space. So it's a very interesting kind of project that captures a few different areas of the market. Now, what else it does is basically a network to connect different AI agents to one another. And I know a lot of you probably are thinking that's kind of scary, but a lot of AI development is limited on the fact that it's not really very interconnected. So it's like me trying to go and learn something on my own, rather than with a group of people and sharing our kind of shared information. So AI agents, connecting AI agents, I think Delysium is a very interesting project because of that. Right now, in terms of market cap, Let's have a look. Coin market cap. I did look at this earlier, but I can't remember. While you're at it, guys, if you haven't already, hit the like button. It does help me out much more than you realise, I think. Right now, where am I looking? Market cap. Sorry, you may have realised, guys, I do get a bit distracted quite often. 29 million. Okay, this is small market cap. Okay, very, not tiny, but small market cap coin. In terms of where it is on the charts right now, it's AGI, not Delysium. You can see that it did have launched earlier on last year. Has had a bit of a cooling off period, which is nice. A lot of projects kind of launch a bit quiet, and then suddenly they have huge run ups. But right now we're seeing, it's fairly sort of solid consolidation going on in and around this zone. We've had a bit of a break towards the upside. Whether we come lower, retest, it's sort of dependent on Bitcoin. But right now the AI narrative is really picking up. GameFi, and as we move into a bull market, I see projects like this looking very, very exciting, very positive. Even to swing back to those highs back there, you're looking at like an 8-9x in prices it saw last year. Can it go to 100 million? Can it go to 300 million? I mean, who knows, guys? 300 million would be what, a 10x? I think that's reasonable. I think, to be honest, we could expect it to go even bigger than that. Given kind of the way that GameFi and AI and stuff is sort of, well, AI is taking off now, but GameFi took off in the last bull market. Delysium, definitely one to have a look at. Nothing I talk about, guys, by the way, is something that you just go and buy because I've talked about it. Yeah, if you buy it and it goes down, it's your own fault. Okay, it's your own drama. Okay, just introducing you to. I do hold some of these projects today. This is one I am trying to buy into, but there wasn't enough liquidity on Uniswap earlier, so I didn't buy it. I don't own any Delysium right now, and by the way, none of these projects are sponsored today. Don't worry. Okay, next one up today is let's go with this one next. Okay, so this is a bit rogue for me. Okay, I don't really like meme coins that much, but I find it very interesting that Kazuna, this meme coin, is kind of coming out of nowhere, and I have kind of in the past have stayed away from meme coins because they always seem to sort of, I don't know. I always feel like, okay, you're fine, I've missed it, and I just don't want to deal with it. But then I did the same with Bitcoin in 2014, and that's why I never bought it then. So I'm not gonna make that mistake. Kazuna is a meme coin, kind of a meme coin, but built by the AI. Built by AI, completely built by AI. Tal Batenza's project built Kazuna. Kazuna is now a completely decentralized project. There's no team basically behind Kazuna, and this is quite cool because it's all completely run on governance from the community, generated by Batenza AI. Now, you know what it is with meme coins. It's very difficult to know why they kind of explode, and lots of them explode for different reasons. But if you were to try and find something that was going to drive a meme coin to success, something that was built by AI in this AI hungry market, could be an interesting one. Yeah, they've also got other bits and pieces like text generation, text to image generation, which is Mid Journey. Okay, other bits and pieces, and most importantly, I put up today on my YouTube this live stream. And I put up the thumbnail of which, I put in a few different coins. The idea was that there was, some of these coins I'll talk about, some of them won't. I'll just let you a bit of insider knowledge. When I'm making one of those small cap altcoin things, it's good to have a few different coins that people don't know because it gets people excited. Anyway, Kazuna was at the front. And on Twitter, people have been taking that screenshot, being people are talking about Kazuna. This means that there's a kind of a hot community behind Kazuna right now. I'm not saying it's going to do anything crazy, but it's interesting for sure. It's built on Ethereum, market cap. Let's have a look. Currently up 13% today. I mean, I am aware that it does tend to move quite aggressively if I make videos on it, so I don't talk about it too much. I do hold a few $100 worth of Kazuna, but nothing crazy. Okay. Total max supply, what are we looking at? 15.7 million market cap. Okay, so pretty small. Volume, not crazy. says self-reported circulation, okay, but you can go and check this out on bubble maps and things like that, which I've done. It all looks pretty legitimate, okay, all looks fine. And you can use Dex check as well, different bits and pieces, okay. So Kazuna, definitely worth looking into if you want to have a real degen play, but, you know, each to their own. What's up next? What's this? Sorry, actually, this is one thing I wanted to include, but obviously it didn't. I forgot about this. For AI agents with Delysium. Delysium is partnered with Microsoft and is also building partnerships all the time. Now, this was back in November. You can go and read some of these in more detail. I'm not going to try and make this video more than about 30 to 40 minutes because I know I personally don't want to sit and watch people chat about crypto for 50 minutes to an hour. So I might as well try and keep it under, right? So yeah, 40 minutes, so we need to get quick. AI agents, decentralized Delysium, Microsoft partners, other bits and pieces. Quite interesting. And there is more, if you go back to the Delysium, you go to the community stuff, there's like the white paper you can get into, and you can get into other bits and pieces within like the introduction and stuff, okay? It talks more about what the blockchain is about and how kind of it's kind of at the moment not operating at its full extent. Like the extent of which the blockchain could be used if you've got AI agents basically running the show, of which many are anticipating that in the future, about 90% of the interactions on the blockchain are going to be AI agents rather than people. Okay, so if we know facts like that or potential stats like that, we can understand how these projects might be very powerful in the future. Now, Kazuna was a bit of fun, but on to some kind of other exciting ones. Now, this has kind of come across, I would say come across my desk, but yeah, you know, no one delivers anything across my desk. This is one that is interesting to me because, as you know, guys, I'm big on DePIN, decentralized physical infrastructure networks. Why? Well, because of a number of reasons, but particularly when we look at the demands that are coming out for gaming, for AI and other bits and pieces. But since we know that gaming and GameFi, gaming off-chain is already a big thing and continues to grow all the time, gaming on-chain is now picking up and growing all the time as well, it's now something that's really caught on. I also think that the people who are kind of playing games and interacting with video games and stuff, they tend to be more tech savvy anyway. They tend to be people who are more interested in interacting with doing things like this. Here they can share their own computer power and earn rewards. What's important about this? There's a huge problem within AI right now, and that is a shortage of GPUs, which are like the chips. So the chips that basically run, hold on, let me zoom in a bit. The chips that basically run AI, that run games and things like that, they're quite rare, they're quite difficult to get hold of because there's a huge demand because of AI, because of gaming, because of crypto mining, and Nvidia and other companies can't really keep up with the demand for them. But projects like this are basically allowing you to play video games, and if you have excess GPU power left over, you can distribute that back into the network, and you will be rewarded for this. Okay, so in the same way that people are mining Bitcoin and they're like providing the computer power to the network in order to solve the transactions and stuff, a lot of these DePIN projects are doing similar stuff where you can actually mine using things that you have in your house, but actually you're doing something useful. And okay, Bitcoin, maybe there is useful things obviously going on, creating new ledgers and whatever. But this for me is very something that's very interesting. Okay, so anyway, GamerHash caught my eye because there are other projects out there that kind of talk about doing similar things. But this one seems to be pretty small, but already getting some pretty exciting stats. Okay, I keep promising that I'm going to make a DePIN video on some projects that are getting, is it called, hold on, GHX? I am making a DePIN video that's going to go live. It's going to go live tomorrow, but I wasn't feeling well today, so I just didn't bother. Okay, I'm going to make it, and it will go live on Sunday or Monday. But that's a big one, okay, because there's 4 huge DePIN projects that are coming out soon. Anyway, Gamercoin GHX, 34 mil market cap, punchy. Fully diluted 42. Okay, so pretty good from that point of view. Has been trending down, which is nice. Okay, we want to look at that. We'll have a look at the chart in just a minute. Where was the website? That one. We'll just close these down as we go. Share computing power. Okay, so trusted by 60,000 gamers. So gamers around the world are already using this as a platform to earn rewards while gaming. You can see that they've already given 2 million payments to gamers and stuff. You can see that they are, with GamerHash, you don't pay for Netflix, Spotify. Why wouldn't you pay for them? A bit concerned about that. Why wouldn't you pay? Are they hacking them? Anyway, so basically you install this GamerHash. You earn tokens by mining with your idle power. So this is quite cool. And then you can complete other tasks to earn rewards. You then get funds and bonuses, and then this goes into your wallet. You can use, you can hold, you can buy gifts, you can buy games and things like that. I like the fact that you can buy games because it keeps the funds within the ecosystem. And you can see, you can go check out how much money you might be able to make, which is interesting, okay? So I think you earn your rewards in Bitcoin. So I can see why people would be interacting with a platform like this. They've obviously got demand. They have like a big list of pretty exciting partners. They're obviously supplying, people who are looking for GPU power, etc. This is already a working network. So I see all the time people are like, oh, this project's amazing. Look at it. It's like, yeah, but no one's using it right now. It's just a concept. This is quite a small market cap coin that's being used, by the look of it, very extensively. Interesting. So I don't know what when we come to the store and stuff. I mean, I've just come across this today. I don't know much about it. Okay, cool. So what else is good as well? So you can use the funds that you make from mining to go and buy like mainstream stuff from Steam. Okay, not just like the standard GameFi piece of crap games. Some of them are good. Okay, don't get hurt by that. Yeah. So GamerHash, guys, looks interesting. GamerCoin. Okay, so this is where you would be able to pick those coins up. Let's have a look. So the coins obviously used within this. Yeah. So the coins are effectively used within the platform. That all makes sense how you can use the coins. Also key, many people don't really know what the coins are used for in each platform. It's quite evident here what you would use the coin for. Gamers would be paid in coins. The gamers can then use the coins to go and buy other things. They can choose to be paid in, I think, Bitcoin coins or other coins, get platform coins, token coins, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Works on iPhone, works on Android, so better. It gives people around the world more choice. It's also important to note this. One of the biggest reasons we've seen such a huge shove in like gaming recently is because of the developing world. Now, video games and stuff have been, around and available quite a long time in certain parts of the world, but they haven't always been available in other parts that are now developing extremely rapidly. And also the growth of the smartphone. So now, laptops and things are much more expensive. You can now buy smartphones in some cases like $100 or less, and that gives people around the world access to go and play and interact in GameFi projects and things like that. Also, the rewards you can earn from gaming and GameFi is also starting to increase as well. So I was living in Bali last year, and in fact I'm going to be going back there soon, which is very exciting. And a lot of the Grab drivers, like the taxi drivers who used to drive the bikes and stuff and deliver food and things, literally every time they'd do a delivery, they'd be then sat going on back onto GameFi things to earn rewards, playing little games and things like that. This is one of the biggest catalysts I think that's behind the kind of drive in growth of these GameFi projects. So this is a very interesting one. Cool. Where are we next? So yeah, GamerHash. Oh, hold on. We didn't even look at. Did we look at the chart? Let's have a look at the chart, shall we? GHX. That one. KuCoin. Oh. Okay, so it's been around for a little bit. When's this? Okay, so what's important? Lots of people, when they look at these charts, they're like, oh, it's a dead coin, blah, blah, blah. Lots of people said it about ICP last year, said it about all sorts. It depends when a coin launches. A lot of coins, a lot of cryptos will launch at the top of the bull market because there's so much money in the space at that time and there's so many people, a lot of these projects will rush to kind of launch at those points. What the eventual output of this is suddenly the markets collapse and then everything gets driven away. So from the top, it then fell 99%. Pretty punchy. But that's fine, because yeah, it did fall very hard, but look, it's then started to recover, and then since the kind of end of November, we've now up around sort of 8x or so. Still very small market cap, still back to those previous highs. You're looking, you know, what's that, 20x? I think it's reasonable to show. You know, previously it gained a lot of attention. I think it's going to potentially be one to look at again. Scammer influencers, guys, you are all lambs. All right, mate. What makes a scammer influencer? Would that mean? So let's just before we jump into the next coin, guys, I'll just read a few of your comments just to mix things up. Also, hit the like button, guys. I know a few of you might not have done so far. Everyone just wants me to talk about coins. We will have a look at some coins in a minute, guys, but I want to keep this like condensed and focus on a few key coins. I know I'm also looking at the wrong camera all the time. Okay, I'm not wasted. I'm just confused, easily confused. Can you do a review on OPSEC? Veracity. I know lots of people want reviews, guys, and maybe we can do a couple at the end, but bear with me. Just happy to see your kind of thoughts on what we're talking about today, and that kind of stuff. DexToro, the greatest crypto of all time. Wow. DexToro is online, obviously likes me, because I'm talking about DexToro. Anyway, guys, that brings us on to the next project, which is, lo and behold, DexToro. Now, I do hold some DexToro, and I've talked about this before. Why am I so excited about this? Because of this, DexToro is a decentralized exchange. Now, as you look at it right now, you can see it's pretty much a finished, fully working platform. And I went to play around with it earlier. Basically, what you do is you connect your wallet, and you can trade through a DEX. That's non-KYC. Something else that's like constantly people being like, oh, well, you shouldn't sell before the end of the tax year. You know, I get it, okay? And I'm not saying that you should not do that. But if you're interacting with decentralized exchanges and you're not doing KYC or using like the likes of MEXC, which I work with, because they don't use KYC, and you are using like cold hardware wallets and stuff, then I don't really get your concerns. Like, you know, be a bit smarter about how you do things, okay? Because you can sort of get away from the grid. And the reason that's so important is because right now everyone is going away from the grid, because everyone knows that it's getting painful with regards to endless amounts of regulation and all these like new rules and things that are being brought in. Now, I know that's a big thing that's happening in the UK. I know obviously America's been absolutely hammered with it, and it's happening in Europe, Australia, and everywhere else around the world has its own rules and regulations coming in about crypto. And this is pushing people and pushing trading volume to, you guessed it, the decentralized exchange. That's a big plus for us. Now, DexToro, fully working project, doesn't have any venture capital funding, which means that you're not going to be exit liquidity for some rich people, which is good news. You see that they're already basically having a bunch of different trading pairs available. And I know they have multi-million dollars worth of trading volume so far, but not a huge amount of trading volume, although I anticipate it picking up soon, and I'll tell you why. Now, what's great is they basically have a fully working platform. They are now making money, and they have a market cap of, drumroll please, what's it called? DToro. A market cap, hold on. Yeah, fully diluted. Okay, so this is on coin. Hold on, this is confusing me. DexToro. Maybe it's on CoinGecko, easier to see. I believe the fully diluted market cap is something like 16 million. Okay, there we are. Market cap, $1 million. Fully diluted valuation, $16 million. And you're like, oh, well, that means it's going to do, it's only a 16th. I would agree with you when it comes to some projects. It's worth looking into kind of like the unlock schedules and things like that. But I know that the unlock schedule for this is basically happening over the next, good sort of 10 years or so. Most people are just staking crypto and stuff. Most people are staking these projects away, like the founders, etc., which is, pretty useful. So at the moment, there's only $1 million market cap that's actually circulating. And there will obviously be more kind of released into the ecosystem all the time. but that's not necessarily something we should be worrying too much about. Mainly because of this. It's got $1 million market cap. Currently has trading volume. It's done around $2 million in trading volume. But Synthetix, which is a big crypto exchange, in trading volume does something like $37 million a day. But the market cap is $1 billion. Okay, which is 1,000x on $1 million. Okay. And to get to $37 million a day actually isn't crazy. The reason for that is if you are placing a trade, you might have $1,000 on Bybit, right? And you go and do a 100x trade. That's instantly 100,000. Hold on, what did I just say? $1,000, $100,000. If you've got $10,000, you do 100x. You've now traded $1 million. That is $1 million of trading volume. And lots of people, will go and join exchanges and they trade on big volumes like this. It's really easy to get them. Now, what I know that DexToro is going to do, and I'm trying to sort of see if I can get involved in doing it, is basically using KOLs like myself to promote this platform in order to earn like affiliate fees and things like that. But it also means that the users will go and use an exchange like this. If this happens quite a lot, and you've probably seen it, the best people or the biggest exchanges for doing this were like Bybit before, I think Femex, they got crazy trading volumes in the last bull market because they got like Crypto and the Moon and BitBoy and everyone else to go and trade on these exchanges. Those exchanges make insane amounts of money because everyone's pushing people to trade futures on them. If that happens on something like DexToro or decentralized exchanges, which I feel is more likely to happen now that you've got so much KYC and red tape in the way of trading on centralized exchanges, or at least KYC ones like Bybit, I think this is a very interesting play. Okay, so that's my kind of thoughts on that. Undervalued, potentially very exciting, but small cap guys, take it as it goes. I might have to pimp out my Xbox for some GHX. Yeah, why not? But you can't cash out crypto to cash on a DEX, can you? No, you can't. But put it this way: if you have a bunch of trades that you're going through all the year. So let's say you put in, I don't know, a bunch of money right now, and that money over a period of time turns into a significantly bigger portion of money. No one is, if you've been using DEXs and stuff, no one's aware of how you've turned it into that bigger portion of money. And there are other ways in which you can cash out that are kind of smarter ways, such as buying things with crypto. So like in Dubai, you can buy over the counter, like luxury watches and cars and other bits and pieces with crypto. So you can buy luxury watches that don't depreciate in value, and then you can go back to your own country and sell the watches. Just an idea, okay? I'm not telling you to do that. Just maybe something I might do. But there are ways around things, guys. It's crypto. Think about how you might be able to do things. It seems to have gone mad. Oh, I thought you said I had. That's okay. Alephium. Okay. Right, so DexToro looks exciting. Sorry, I was going on. Transparent team. I know it's an American team. They've apparently, according to the CEO, have just brought on a couple of like Ethereum hackathon winners. I'm not particularly technical, but I think people who win hackathons and stuff like that are high-level developers. So it does look promising. A lot of people have been asking me for an update on this. Potentially looking good. Let's have a look at a chart. Because it did launch earlier at the end of last year, and if you were subscribed to my channel, which hopefully you are, then you would have caught the video I made, or the pre-sale videos, where you could have been buying in at pre-sale on DexToro, which I think was 15, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was around 15 cents. Should be able to see it there. So it launched at 15 cents. Within like, I don't know, a week or so, it then went up to what? It did like a 6x. It's now pulled back, but still, those people who bought in a pre-sale, subscribers, it's still up 170%, okay? Does look to be holding support here. If they start to increase their trading volume, then, one would anticipate that potentially we might see, a climb higher. But obviously, who knows, guys? Who knows what happens to crypto? There's every eventuality is always possible. And yeah, it can go up, it can go down. But at least I'm, you need to be willing to admit that, because most people won't. Now, another one, and This is an interesting one because I know everyone's now going after this Alex Becker. I think Alex Becker posted like a bunch of projects he was associated with, and I know everyone loves that. Now I heard of BCB, or I found out about BCB when he bought it back in, when did he buy it? For the sake of variety, let's change it. So yeah, BCB back in when was it? The autumn. Alex Becker. Everyone was tracking Alex Becker's wallets on Arkham. At least I made a couple of videos about that. And he bought, I don't know, $1,500 worth of it. And then everyone piled in and it went up like 8-9x in like a day or two. Now, this is an interesting part or an interesting narrative as well. And it's GambleFi. Now, Roll Bitcoin is another one to pay attention to, Rollbit. And there's probably a handful of others. GambleFi is another very natural fit for crypto. There's a lot of stuff in crypto that I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, I don't really get why anyone would bother doing that. But there's a lot of other things that I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. And betting websites and gambling websites are a classic opportunity to make the most of blockchain technology, smart contracts. Basically, because it guarantees you things like the security of your transactions. It confirms the quantities of deposits. Never any mix-ups in how much money was deposited, how much money a user is owed for winning a bet or whatever it was. Okay, so all of these things being managed through smart contracts is a really healthy way, I think, to go forward with things like GambleFi. And whether you like gambling or not really my problem. Okay, but gambling, as I'm sure you're aware, is a huge industry. And whether we invest into projects that do it or not, it's still going to be there at the end of it. I think these projects have the ability to onboard people extremely quickly. And I think blockchain bets has been kind of showing some interesting amount of strength. It does also have the fact that it's got, Alex Becker and other people behind it, Neo Tokyo, whatever, which is helpful. It's like a potential catalyst for this to see upside. And there are other people who are going to talk about these. But GambleFi going forward, other things, it's got sports betting, online casinos. It basically has everything that a traditional online casino would have. You can see there's over 3,000 active users, 5 million volume, and it's going all the time. Now, I looked in the past at stats on Rollbit. It's not so easy to find them on here, but on Rollbit, and the fee earning ratios are absolutely crazy. Okay, Rollbit basically makes its market cap every year. Okay. And I'm sure blockchain bets are not far behind. Whereas you look at ICP and whatever else is worth like $5.6 billion, and yet it makes like, I don't know, a couple of $100 a day. Okay, and there's obviously others out there that, Casper's got a huge market cap, doesn't make any money. Loads of these other ones, Algorand, Near Protocol doesn't make much. Huge projects that don't make any money. Now, obviously, crypto is slightly different. People invest in the hot air, the excitement, the narrative. But GambleFi is one that actually has a kind of a solid worth, something exciting to pay attention to there. Whew. How long have we been? 34 minutes. Okay. I hope Becker picks up Delysium. I mean, I don't know what the deals are with him and how he kind of decides on what he takes. I'm assuming that people are reaching out to him and saying, we'll pay you lots of money to do it. And, well, I mean, people do that to me, but unfortunately I'm not as big as him, so I don't get offered as much money as he does. So most of the time I don't do them because the project's crap. But I'm sure if someone was like, come and be an advisor for this, then maybe I'd be more tempted. But obviously, guys, if I was to do that, I would tell you because I'm a good bloke. Right, where are we going to? So BCB looking strong. This is Twitter. Hold on, DToro. Oh, okay, DToro up 9%. What are we looking at? I mean, DToro's been just made a little bit of a move during this video. DToro, I think, is available on Uniswap. It's also available on CoinW, which I used to have a link for, but I don't know if I can find it. VAI, what was I talking about? BCB, blockchain bets. Up 8%. In fact, this looks like a great chart. I haven't looked at this today. In fact, sorry. One moment, chaps and ladies. Where are we? Looking blockchain bets. BCB. Rollbit, being very suppressed. Yeah, I mean, I did quite like Rollbit. I'll have a look at the chart in a moment. Oh, thank you very much to Proxy Grit for the super chat. I'll answer your super chat shortly. Okay, blockchain bet. Sorry guys, 20 mil market cap, pretty small. Okay, Gamblefy. You know what's Rollbit? Rollbit's significantly bigger than that. 416 mil. So what's that? 80x? No, 20x. Not great maths. 20x. Still though, decent. Blockchain bets. Look at this, guys. This is a perfect little setup here. You know I love a buy zone. Those of you who are subscribed. Now what we can see on this pump that comes through here is a bunch of big moves. This was mainly when Alex Becker stuck it in his portfolio on Arkham and everyone, you know, got excited down here. But you can see something really interesting if you take these green rectangles and you look along the way down. What I'm looking for to draw boxes around is this. You see where the little sideways kind of, it goes up, you get a bit of a sell-off, it goes sideways, and then it goes back up. And if we look at it on a 4 hour, it's a bit clearer. Oh, actually, it's not really that much clearer on this one. You would say that actually it's probably down here. So let's get rid of that. You can see, it goes up, comes down, and big buy comes in here. The price then returns back into the zone. Big buys come again. So you can see that big money wants to buy in this green box. How do I know? This big black candle here indicates buying pressure. What happens when the price gets back towards this zone? It will likely bounce. It might not necessarily get there, but it's getting close enough to a bounce. If you can combine those buy zones and then combine it with something like this, then you get very nice looking potential breakouts. Okay, whether it dips, whether it just carries and breaks here, or whether it does this for a return to another zone, I mean, it looks very healthy. Okay, that would be a dip of like 25%, which is pretty punchy. So you know, if it was me and I was like, I want to put in $100, $50 now, $50 later. If you want, not financial advice. Do your own research. Okay, nice speech, but cannot see your screen. Cannot see my screen. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. Oh, useless eye. Right, anyway. Sorry, right, you can see the screen. I wasn't paying attention. Hope everyone's still here. Sorry, chaps. Can you see the screen now? Right, okay, so what we got? Blockchain bets. Market cap wise. Yeah, guys, this is good engagement now that everyone's shouting at me to turn the screen on. Where are we? Fuck. Blockchain. Completely thrown me. Okay, I'll go back to it then, shall I? Since I was just talking to myself. Right, this is blockchain bets. You know, you can see all the pictures. What I was saying was this. If you look on this kind of green box here, you get like some big old candles coming out of here, right? So we get a big push and then big pumping candle. I believe that's the technical term for it. And then it comes back down and then you get more pump, okay? So these big pumps are telling us that this is kind of an interesting area to pay attention to. We can actually drop it down a little bit lower, kind of capture the bottom of this, because we can see that, you know, last time it was going sideways and then it pumped out at the top. And, you know, you can capture this whole zone here. What this tells us is if at some point in the future it returns back down, then we've got a good place to buy it at. And what you can see is, lo and behold, it has returned back down to this green box. And now look at the reaction. The same price. Because, you know, it might be 26th of November, it was quite a long time ago. It might be, but people who are wanting to buy this project with big sums of money will buy it every time they get good value. They see good value, they buy it. So we can see something really killer, and this is a great pattern, guys. And you will see this plenty of times on the way up through the bull market. And it's this. You get this like descending wedge thing going on, right? Where that descending wedge comes into contact with that buy zone, you tend to get like fairly decent buy up. Now this is not always the case, because when you get that buy up, sometimes if Bitcoin, everything is kind of trending down, then maybe you just get a sell-off. But right now, you can see Bitcoin trending up. This all looks pretty strong. It's bounced nicely. And these are the two scenarios. Right now, you can see that, if everything continues nicely, I think we'll get a very strong quick breakout, which will take it to around 0.35, maybe even higher. If it gets rejected here, then it drops back into the zone, and then it has the second term. But the good thing is, there's not much time before you're likely to see this going anyway. The potential for it to come back lower, 15th of February, 4 or 5 within the week. Even if you bought here, you might sit in the red for a bit, but I would anticipate it looking good. No guarantees, of course. Could go anywhere. Okay, BCB. Nipped. Done. Leave that alone. Right. So guys, before I go and answer your questions, make sure you can give me a follow on Twitter. Link down below in the description. Mainly because we're covering a lot of stuff in more kind of technical detail. Some of the stuff I cover on the videos, but like in like simpler form, a load of different information. And a lot of the things that we talk about on here are actually shared here before they're then shared on YouTube. So if you want to get ahead of the game, then it's definitely worthwhile. People asking for Kazuna. Guys, we talked about those projects earlier on in the day. Maybe you can scroll back. How long was I just like staring at the screen without the screen thing on? Probably too long. Thoughts on AIOZ? Yeah, I liked AIOZ, guys. I covered it the other day or a while back. It was a bit overheated, but the chart's looking a little bit more healthy for AIOZ at the moment. I will have a quick look at that, and then I'll do that super chat as promised. Very generous one. Right, so AIOZ, in fact, guys, look at this. AIOZ having a little breakout from a very similar pattern to the one we just talked about. If we dip to the 4 hour, show me a buy zone. It's not really showing me one, is it? Well, okay. Maybe you could say that this one bit of sideways action would be a potential for this buy zone. What we can do when the markets are like shooting up really fast because we're good traders and we don't FOMO in because we're not, because we know what's going on, we can draw these boxes so that if the price returns back into the box at any point, we're ready. We don't have to panic. We know that if it gets back into the green box, I can buy it because it's green, and if it goes to the red box, I can't buy it because it's red. And I haven't got a red box here, but make a red box at the top. See? Drag this across. Look what happens when it gets into this zone. Bounce, bounce. And now you can see it's starting to break above there. I would anticipate that maybe it does get a little bounce back and rejected again down to around $10, but I can't be sure. I might be wrong. Could just push. But AOIZ doing some exciting stuff again, DePIN stuff. Big fan. I do think that like in the last bull market, GameFi as a whole just absolutely ripped. I think DePIN will do similar things. Right. Okay. I've got a super chat. I'm going to answer. Proxy Grit. Thank you very much. That's very generous of you. Looking into DePIN projects, and I came across Syntropy, NOIA. Unique decentralized data layer and the first real-time on-chain streaming oracle. Right. Well, let's see how good I am at reacting quickly to things like this. Syntropy. Bear with me. That one. Wow, it's up 27%, so it's having a good day, and it's also got a $94 million market cap, which is also punchy. Wow, so it's actually, thanks for putting this on the radar. It's a very useful one, obviously. Data layer, decentralized multi-purpose on-chain data streaming oracle for applications and blockchains. Wanted to hear your thoughts on projects as it's gaining huge momentum with mainnet. Okay, so when you come across new projects like this, obviously you've gone away and you've understood what it's basically doing. Now, obviously, during this period of time, I'm not going to be able to show you in depth my research because it would take me longer to do it. But I will look into this project. Syntropy building an on-chain streaming oracle. What I would typically say for doing this quickly would be to go to the docs. And this is typically what I do with new projects, and something you can definitely do. If we can find the white paper, maybe we can't. Syntropy white paper. Syntropy white paper. Is that not going to give it to me? Okay, maybe it's not. What I would typically do is get the white paper and shove it into an AI, and then just get the AI to summarize it for me. because I'm lazy. And then maybe I'll go, and then if it sounds good, I'll go and delve into it in more depth. Let's look at why it's kind of starting to pick up and why people are excited by it. Is it gaining traction? You can use Lunar Crush, which is a very handy tool. Go down to where it says, "Ooh, crypto is not trending very much." Go down to cryptocurrency, search for Syntropy. That one. And what we can start to see is that the number of interactions and creators who are starting to put it out there. Why is this important? Well, lots of people are like, oh, you know, I don't talk about any projects that get shilled by influencers. I mean, you don't know any projects that don't get shilled by influencers, because otherwise you wouldn't know them. So, you know, all these projects get shilled by influencers. It's not actually a bad thing. If you're in a project already and an influencer shills it, you can be happy. Okay, so I'm just going to stick up for my influencer crew. But it's important to note, if we look at Lunar Crush, if we suddenly see a load of influencers jumping on board, probably means that there's like a bit of a marketing campaign coming in, one of which I don't know about because no one's included me in it. And you can go and find out and read some of the details and things that are happening here. Try and understand what it is that's causing a recent like move, a recent pump in something. What's the price? 27% up today. I mean, anything is 27% up on a day. NOIA. I mean, it's interesting because it's in that real world assets kind of area, which is why, again, I mean, real world assets have been pumping, and we've seen Chainlink absolutely killing it. As we look at the price, this is kind of somewhere should be a bit concerned about. Look at what happened last time we were in this area, although market conditions are significantly different from where we are there. But I would expect some selling off and maybe some consolidation underneath this zone before seeing any continuation. To get back into the project, let's have a brief overview. Data streaming oracle for applications and blockchains. I mean, it's very vague. It's very vague for me to try and do this right now. But it's okay. You super chat me, so I'm going to push through. On-chain data from all blockchains. Okay, cool. So basically it's like aggregating all this detail into one place. I can see it basically being, you know, a pretty interesting thing, specifically targeted towards real-world assets, which we know are very big things. People are like, well, what are real-world assets? How does it really work? Well, imagine if you wanted to buy shares in like a tower block in London or New York or wherever you live, okay? Or you wanted to buy part shares of a house or part shares of a holiday resort. The cool thing about real-world assets is all of this can be done on-chain, all can be linked together, but you need to basically have reliable projects that can link all these things together, and that's obviously what Syntropy.net is kind of relying on and pushing. Aha, here we are. Read the white paper. This is a very good trick if you've not seen this before for the lazy person in crypto. Annoyingly, oh come on, let me just download it. Give me the PDF. Docs. I mean, usually you'll give me a white paper in a PDF. So I don't approve of their lack of white papers. Lazy, and I'm lazier. Reduce latency, mempool. I mean, lots of okay. Then we can look into you can look into the roadmap, see what's coming up. Data layer, public agents, Dex, DApp, and Insights launch. That's interesting. Like connecting decentralized exchanges and various decentralized applications, and then giving all these kind of like feeding all this information back into one place. It's going to be very useful data and stuff that's going to be used in the future. Various community node onboarding. I would anticipate that's probably what's going on right now and why we're seeing a big push in the marketing, because they're probably trying to increase the number of nodes and things out there that are going to be able to run this. Then you've got into Cosmos native token launch. That's interesting. So that native token is a different project. NOIA token bridge is live. Okay, so that means I'm moving us over onto Cosmos. I mean, this is all I'm going to say without looking too far into it and giving my, you know, full-on opinion. It's clearly gaining traction. It's clearly interesting within a very interesting narrative. I need to kind of go away and spend more time understanding exactly what it does before I can kind of give a detailed feedback on it. But definitely, when you find projects like this and you're seeing them gaining traction, find out why. Because they're gaining traction for a reason. It's a very good thing to be diving into. Have we got any more questions, guys? So I hope that answers your question, Proxy Grit. Thank you very much. Any more? Wow, so many. 465. GHX 75% owns BIJ Wales. I don't know yet. Need to look into it. Okay, cool. So most things kind of looking very exciting right now. The overall kind of trend in the markets are showing some interesting signs. It seems that a lot of institutions are moving money in right now, and they're moving it into the likes of Bitcoin, Solana. I've seen gaining interest. Litecoin, not so much Ethereum, which is strange. But typically, this down here represents kind of the smarter money investors, and then this up here is where you start to get the larger kind of investments and stuff. So there are obviously investment funds and stuff that come in lower, but this kind of accelerated move through here is caused by institutional money, and then this up here is the blow off top. Dumb money enters, takes the hit for everyone. Okay. So right now, guys, we can call ourselves smart money if we've been entering throughout this kind of last year or so. And we're now seeing institutional money coming in. Where that institutional money comes in, it doesn't, believe it or not, as people seem to think, go straight into projects like, anything really outside of the likes of the top 10. Okay, typically will flow into Bitcoin. That will drive the price up. The smart money who are buying in lower for Bitcoin will take an exit. They will move their money into other cryptos. Okay, which is why we feel like the altcoin season is coming, because all that money floods out of Bitcoin. But the institutions aren't investing directly into Render token and, I don't know, Bonk coin. Okay, JP Morgan doesn't have space for Bonk coin in its hedge funds. Okay, basically a lot of money coming out and going into smaller projects, and they feel like they're blowing up loads and loads of money's coming in, but actually it doesn't take much money to come out of Bitcoin to shove the altcoins very hard. 3 hours, no screen. Don't underestimate the sleeping giant. Right, guys, that is a lot of different questions. Now, what I recommend you do, or I think you should do if you are new to crypto and things like that, get into the free Telegram, guys, which is linked down below. This is not the free Telegram. This is the league. Bear with me. The House of Crypto. Okay. And you can get into the free Telegram. You can chat with other crypto enthusiasts around the world, find out about new projects, people sharing trading analysis, lots of different bits and pieces. That's linked down below in the description. Absolutely free, guys. Now being moderated as well, which is obviously fantastic. There's lots of deals and things going on in there all the time, and it gives you the ability to keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on in the entire ecosystem. Now, I keep wanting to push on this. Lots of people focusing on like KYC, non-KYC. Guys, I can't emphasize this enough. If you're using expensive exchanges like Coinbase and stuff like that, it's absolutely ridiculous, because I used to use them the first couple of times. It costs 10% to make a trade, which means if you are changing from USD to Bitcoin and then you want to change back at some point, it means you have to be up at least 20% in order to make some money. Okay, so it's pretty painful to be able to make any money if you're already giving away all your money for fees. MEXC, link down below, guys, and yes, they are sponsored, but because they have 0% spot maker taker fees, I make pretty much nothing apart from a tiny bit of taker fee on the leverage trading, which only if you are experienced trading you should be using. But also it's got 4,000 altcoins plus. It's the exchange I use every single day. If you are in America or somewhere like that, you can transfer funds onto here from another crypto account. You can use it at NordVPN, which is also linked down below, and yes, does give me a sponsorship as well, but again, it's the one I use. You can see I'm now protected because I'm operating through my NordVPN. You get 4 months free, and then after that, it's $2.50, which is the price of a cup of coffee. Okay, €2.91. Don't know what that is in dollars. $2.70 maybe. So no brainer, guys. Okay, and then you can access MEXC. You can save tons and tons of money, and you can, use pretty much every coin that you can hear about on YouTube or Twitter is on MEXC. No brainer. If you want to use one exchange above all else, it's this one. Now, someone has just offered someone else. Oh, thank you very much. Right, any more questions? I'll take one more question, guys, and then we'll wrap it up because it's the weekend. How do you onboard your money? It's painful. Personally, I have been using Swissborg, and I use Swissborg because it's, relatively low fees and it's easy to use the app. I will provide at some point a discount link for Swissborg. I'm actually going to meet them next week. In terms of other tips, obviously not suitable for all, but next week I'm going to go to set up a business in Dubai, because every 6 months you only need to be in Dubai every 6 months, or 1 day, and then you can pay. You can accept payments, you can pay in crypto over the counter, you can get a bank account, all that stuff. Okay, all tax free, all very easy. And actually, I'm moving out of the UK tomorrow, or sorry, this week, next week, sorry, and then after that, I'm going to be, traveling around a bit. So there's obviously issues once you if you're making lots of money, then maybe start to think about how you can get around it. If you're going to go and have big ideas of what you want to achieve in crypto and all that things. But yeah, use low fee. Low fee exchanges are the best, especially if you are trading with low amounts of money, guys. Okay, if you are, trading with $10, $20, whatever to buy crypto is absolutely fine. Then use low fee exchanges, because if you're using high fee exchanges on small amounts of money or smaller amounts of money, then it's really going to sting you. Okay. Okay, guys. Cool. Thanks very much. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'm sorry I haven't covered all of your coins and things today, but I will take it all on board, guys. Please tell me about DYM, Dump and Pump. Don't know. Pump? Maybe. Don't know. Kazuna, 1000X, ambitious, but let's see. So, guys, obviously nothing I've said in this video was financial advice in any way. Some of these projects I'm holding, some of them I want to hold, but I'm not, allocating to right now. Just basically go away and make your own decisions on them. My only goal from this was to just bring this to you. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. And bye.